Blessing the Post Studios. Today we have Knicks, NBA, and of course sports entertainment legend Larry Johnson's in the building. We got some people around. Can we get some crowd noise? Can we get some handshakes in? Thank you. We got LJ in the building. How you feeling, my man? Thanks for coming in today.
I appreciate you having me, man. Feeling good.
You sure you feeling good
I'm
after
feeling
game
good.
one?
Listen, what else can I feel? You
Okay.
know, it was a bad loss, but I think these guys got the right attitude. Tibbs, knows what he's doing, so should be a good one for us tonight.
So break that down for us before we talk about anything and everything Larry Johnson and the rest of the series. You were at the Garden.
Right.
A lot of you former legends were. Just break down what those conversations were like as that game was going on, and then obviously when the game ended and they lost that first game.
Well, we went up and took that big run, like in the fourth quarter, so everyone was feeling good at that time. We have our little section, our little ex-Knicks section, so we was feeling good at that time, throwing a lot of high fives, and really we was celebrating a little bit too early.
Okay.
And those guys got a great ball club over there. They can score the ball and well coached. So once they start making their run, I think that what really hurt us and put us in the hole was missing free throws at the end.
Okay.
It always comes down to free throws, man. So, and you're not going to blow anybody. It's Eastern Conference Finals. Yeah. You're not going to beat too many teams by 20 and 30 points. It's going to go down to the end. Teams make runs, so we should have been knowing that they was going to make their run, and all we had to do was make our free throws at the end.
Take us into a basketball locker room, because that was you kind of watching as a fan.
Absolutely.
You've put in your work. Now, kind of take us back to that player mentality, because I go there when I watch football games. What's the locker room like after? Like, what would you be telling the guys if you're Josh Hart or or Jalen Brunson?
Well, of course, I'm being honest, and I'm putting myself in that situation.
Okay.
After the game that night, it had been a tough locker room. The locker room was real quiet after that game.
Okay.
But all you doing is reflecting on what you could have done as an individual, as a player, what you could have done better. At the end, because you're going to go a lot of film. I know Thibodeau, he's a film guy. Okay. So this last day or two, it's been a lot of film, and it's been mostly focused on what happened at the end. Why did we end up losing that game at the end? Whether it was a defensive stop we should have got, because every time those guys came down, like fourth quarter, at the end of the fourth quarter or the beginning of the overtime, they would score.
Yep.
So you got to get a critical stop up in there. So. Yeah, but it's over. It's one game. Even if you win that game, one game, let's move on to the next one. So, unfortunately, we lost that game, but it's over. You get over it real quick. You got to have that type of mentality in the playoffs.
Yeah, in football, we say it's a 24-hour rule. So I can only imagine what it's like in basketball, because we got 7 days until we play again.
Right.
You
exactly.
guys, you're back
turn
up,
around
and you
quick.
turn around is real fast. You mentioned Tibbs and how he's going to have those guys watching tape. He's going to come and make adjustments. Tibbs has caught a lot of heat throughout his tenure here, and especially during the regular season, saying, he's running guys into the ground with the minutes. You think because they're in the Eastern Conference Finals now, they beat the Boston Celtics, they were able to close out the way they did against the Detroit Pistons. You look at it like Tibbs has shown that he's the guy to get the New York Knicks over the hump and back to the glory days.
All New York coaches catch heat. You know what I'm saying? This is New York.
New York.
And it's basketball town. So all New York coaches catch heat. I'm kind of not the right guy to ask. I'm a little biased because Tibbs was my assistant when I was at New York. He was assistant when Coach Van Gundy was coaching us, and Tibbs was my shooting coach. So I'm pretty close with Tibbs. Tibbs is old school. Tibbs is old school. He got a lot of other guys on the bench that can do the other stuff, the young stuff. But Tibbs going to play, and if you tell Tibbs you're ready to go and you can play 40 minutes or you can play 39 minutes, Tibbs is going to believe you. And he has a lot of confidence in these guys. And, I think these guys, they trust each other enough to say, Coach, I'm tired. Coach, I can't go through that tonight. So, yeah, I got a lot of confidence in Tibbs, and I don't see anything wrong with the way he's playing the guy.
I actually don't think that's a bias. I actually love the insight, because you're taking us into the mind of someone. It's not like a hot take for some YouTuber in his mom's basement saying, he's running these guys into the ground. You're giving us the why, and I feel as though the why gets kind of overshadowed in a day and age where you're talking just for clicks and all that stuff. You
got a lot going. Analytics, that's what I was trying to say with these guys on the bench. It's about 9 guys on the bench now. And some of those guys are analytics guys, but You know, I don't think Tibbs is really an analytics guy, but he is falling into it. There's a place for it, but it's not like overwhelming the game. It's all about your heart. Like Josh Hart's and Bronson, it's all about their heart. And I think those guys have a good enough relationship with Tibbs to go, hey, coach, can I get a rest?
Yeah. The buy-in is there.
Yes,
and that's what I tell people all the time. It's like, it really doesn't matter to the players. If they've bought in and they're like, hey, this is how this team is run. This is part of our forte. We're going to play extra minutes, subs. You guys are going to get, when you get in, you better see you loaf to a ball. You better dive on the ball if you're Shamet or Campaign or one of those guys.
No, you got to earn those minutes.
You got to earn that.
Right.
You got to earn that. So thank you for giving that perspective. Again, it's not a bias. Towards the end at the end of the regulation, Tyrese Halliburton hits that wild shot. One, you're hanging with the former legends.
Right.
What did y'all think when y'all saw it hit Jesus in the hand and then go in? And then two, was that a better shot than yours?
No, it wasn't a better shot than mine. It was a better shot than mine. No. I actually thought it was a three. He kind of penetrated then when he went back out. I definitely thought it was a three, and I thought the game was over. And I'm sitting up under that basket to the left, and when it went straight up in there, I knew it was coming down, it was going in.
Really?
Oh, yeah. You can tell it went straight up, and it was coming straight back down. So I'm like, yo, that's going in. And it went in. But initially, everyone over there thought the game was over. We thought it was a three-pointer.
Okay.
And then, they kept showing it on the Tron and saw that it was just a two-pointer. So, it's a hard way to lose the game at the end, and not lose the game, not win the game at the end. Yep. So, again, you got to make that quick turnaround. We got 5 minutes to win this game.
Okay.
And unfortunately, we wasn't able to do that, and they were.
So we actually have your legendary 4-point play here. Talk to me basketball. Everything that was going through LJ's mind.
Okay.
Break this thing down for us. I'll hit play here and we can stop and start. Anything you need, just go ahead, hit stop, start, pause, rewind, whatever you need. Take us through this legendary play.
I've only done this about 1,500, 2,000 times.
That's all right. Well, then you know what? Well, then on your 200th and
yes.
Give us something
I
new.
can go right back to this play, man. I'm the biggest guy on the floors, but we got all our shooters in, and it's set up. First option is Allen Houston, and second option is Sprewell, and we got a quarterback, a former quarterback throwing the ball inbounds, Heisman Trophy winner, Charlie Ward. And people don't understand, this was a great catch by me. I hate to do that to myself, but that was a great catch because that ball was tipped.
You're tight end, man.
And when I get, that's what Charlie used to say. But when, see Allen kind of breaks open a little bit there?
Yep, let me run that back a little.
Yeah. I saw Allen breaking over, but I had this same play in college, and I passed it, and we lost the game. So I was not about to pass this ball to Allen Houston. I was shooting this ball as soon as I got it. Before we walked out the huddle, that's my guy Chris Child, then I realized I have a free throw to shoot.
Okay.
But before we walked out the huddle, when Jeff drew up the play, I knew I was getting the ball.
Okay.
I knew I was getting the ball because any good team, which Indiana was a good defensive team, they're going to take away the first option, the second option. So I knew I was going to get that ball. I said 2 mediocre picks. Picks wasn't good at all, but I knew I was getting that ball. Marcus Camby grabbed me and told me, man, you getting this ball.
Yeah.
You getting this ball because, they're saying playing Indiana, which is a pretty good defensive team, take away the first option and the second option. So I had in my mind I'm getting this ball. When Chris Child stopped me, this is the worst free throw I've ever shot in my life, bro.
I'm like
listen, the crowd made this free throw go in. I'm taking too long right here. Nervous as heck, taking too long, and I just chunked it at the rim, bro. I just chunked it, and I was shooting 82% at that time. So I had a pretty good percentage going on, but MSG crowd made this ball go in the hole, man. Now, I knew the three-pointer was going in.
Okay.
I felt so good on my three-pointer. Me and Thibodeau was staying about an hour after the game shooting threes because Allen Houston and Sprewell was posting up for us. Those are big guards, and so we would post them up, and I don't have to be on the perimeter. So I knew I had to hit three-pointers this series to be effective. So me and Thibodeau was staying about an hour after every practice just shooting threes. So I had confidence in the threes. That was the worst free throw shot I've ever shot in my life, bro. I'm telling you, man, I just threw that thing. It
was Papa shot.
It was
David Busters.
And like I said, I was David Buster. I would shoot 82% at that time, so I was shooting it pretty good, but yeah, it was a lot of heat on that, man.
When you go back, I know you've watched this play thousands of times. You've had to talk about it, but, us, we're retired gladiators. You know, me in the football space, you in the basketball space. Like, what hits your head when you think about it? Like, what's the first thing that comes to your mind every time you see that play?
It was the confidence I had, man. It was the confidence. And I tell anybody all the time, practice make perfect. You know, you're going to have a lot of confidence. There's no reason to be nervous if you practice, if you worked hard at it. So, again, I was so prepared for this series. I mean, I think that was my 28th point, and I think we beat them in 6. Maybe 4 of those games I had 20 plus. So I was just so prepared for that game. And then I give Tib all the credit because I made my money down low. You know, I consider myself being in that paint power forward.
Yep.
But if you can move it outside against Dale Davis, 6'9", Antonio Davis, 6'10", you know, you can go down there and battle with them boys, but you help yourself out if you can step out and hit a 3 every now and then.
Was that you knew you were a New York legend moment? Because to me, growing up in Virginia, you're a Charlotte Hornet to me, man. Like, I know I'm going to catch a lot of heat.
Yeah, you should.
Alonzo Mourning is from the 757. I'm a 757 guy.
Okay,
so,
well, he's not a Charlotte Hornet guy.
But you two were, that was Zoe, like any NBA Jam. I know everyone in here is nice and young.
No, that's true.
NBA Jam, it was you and Zoe on there, and y'all were, I mean, he's heating up.
Yes,
you know what I'm talking about there. So,
exactly.
Was that, like that moment, was that your, I'm a Knicks legend moment, or do you have any other in your mind?
Most definitely. But again, if we go back to this whole series, I think we won 2 in Indiana.
Yep.
And the 2 we won in Indiana, just like Halliburton did the other day, I did that in Indiana.
Yep.
Both games. I mean, I think at the end I hit 2 threes at the end to get the win in Indiana. So, but this at the Garden, 5 seconds left and a 4-point play, absolutely.
So after the Knicks closed out Game 6 against the Celtics at the Garden, they went out, didn't drink or anything, but they went out to Chez Margaux. It's like a real exclusive club. You guys close out. You guys win. You got a story for us. You celebs, hanging out with celebs. You go out. Come on, Larry.
Listen
Come on. I've been in these streets.
They didn't tell me you're going to be trying to grab dirt.
I'm not grabbing dirt. This is good dirt. This is good. This is red dirt, not mud.
Red dirt, not mud. At that time, we was all, everyone lived in Westchester and lived up that way. So we would go home, but it was a little spot called Jimmy's in the Bronx.
Okay.
You too young for that? You too young for Jimmy's in the Bronx. You too
young
young.
for
Jimmy's in the Bronx. It was right off the freeway in the Bronx. And we would all go up there.
Okay.
It was restaurant/club. Okay. Restaurant. And all of the Yankees hung out there too.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So greatest night being a New York athlete, like.
Oh, that was definitely there.
That was
absolutely.
Was Jeter in them there or anything?
I think Jeter was up in the spot. Okay. All the guys was up in the spot. What up, LJ? What up, LJ? You had them Giants up in the spot. Yeah. You know how New York do it.
Okay, man. Ever get to hang out with Lawrence Taylor or anything?
No.
Okay.
Never hung out with Lawrence.
All right. What's your, when you're watching this 2025 Knicks team, what's your back in my day moment when you're watching them? It could be good or bad, this Josh Hart guy, he could have been one of us, Jalen Brunson. You ever look at them and be like, back in my day we did this. I'm glad they get to do X, or you know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be a negative thing, but just looking at being proud of this 2025 team.
Again, we talk about Thibodeau, and I think they're setting the precedence. It's bringing it back to old school, especially the Josh Harts and the OGs. And then I still had Jalen as MVP, but, I didn't get a vote. But I just like the way they're bringing it back to old school, and you're getting back grimy and defense. Thibodeau has never really been an offensive guy. He's always been a defensive guy. So that was a little shocking to me not to get the crucial stops at the end the other day. But when you go defense first, defense wins championships. I know you've heard that before. So I think that's where we headed with this team, and everybody's buying in, like you said.
Yeah, I hated when coaches used to say that in football. Defense wins championships. As a receiver, that means we're going to run the ball and play defense. On the other end. I get 0 stats this game. 6 pancake blocks as a wide receiver. That's absolutely awesome. Okay. You mentioned Jalen Brunson. You should be MVP. They gave it to SGA. Where was
well-deserving. He did his thing.
Okay. Yeah. Where would JB rank in terms of all-time greatest Knicks? What's your Mount Rushmore for Knicks? And then where you put JB?
Listen. He's not there yet, but he's slowly climbing.
Yeah.
He's slowly climbing. We got, and you got to go with championships. You got to go with Clyde. You got to go with Earl. And 50 points back to back, Bernard is definitely in there for me. And the captain is in there for me, Willis Reed. And Patrick, how you not going to mention Patrick Ewing?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. But now you left out of Melo, JB, you left out some players.
Some legends,
yes,
man.
you did.
Some legends.
Yeah. So he's slowly climbing, but in order for him to jump in my Mount Rushmore, you got to win championship.
He's got to win a championship.
You got to win a championship.
Hey, he's well on his way, one game at a time. I mean, he's got the entire city doing this. Like, I'm just thinking about like his influence on the city. It's kind of like Odell Beckham Jr. And Odell never, because Odell had grown men bleaching their hair blonde. He had everybody dancing, whipping, nay-naying, and all that.
Don't tell me you was nay-naying.
Nah, I wasn't out there whipping or nay-naying. See the way my knee is. I can't whip or nay-nay. So when we talked about, we gave Tibbs his flowers. I feel as though Leon Rose kind of needs his flowers as well, because you know what it's like to be here in New York, in which you win one game, it's oh my gosh, we're winning the Super Bowl, we're winning the championship, you lose one, it's fire everybody, clean house. Like this regime, this front office, they've stepped by their process, they've trusted their process, and we're seeing them reap the benefits from it. Do you feel like this Knicks front office needs to get a little bit more flowers from the fan base and the entire NBA?
Absolutely. I mean, I think they're getting their flowers, but they've done an excellent job of getting guys who not only want to play in New York, but want to play with each other.
Yeah.
Just want to play with Tibb that, like you said, buy into the plan. And, of course, they've done a good job at that.
Game 2, going down tonight. I guess give us your thoughts on the rest of the series. How do they win this series and go into the championship?
Well, you just got to come out with more urgency. I mean, you're down one game, so you just really got to jump on these guys. You're playing at home. You will have your crowd behind you. So this is you just got to jump. Now, I've lost 2 games and won the series before, so it's not like it cannot be done. But that's not what we want to see tonight. Let's just with the crowd picking them up, win the night, and then we'll go up there and take care of business.
All right, thanks for coming to the
problem.
studios.
Appreciate
man.
you
You're a
having
legend,
me,
bro.
man.
You're a legend.
Thank you.